Roger. Visibility. Line Adam. Lancaster Boulevard.
Welcome back to the War Corgi YouTube channel, where it has been a little while since I uploaded my last video. Thanks for sticking with us. So what I have here for you today is an unboxing video for a game called Black Powder Red Earth that was just released a few months ago. It's a 28mm near-future skirmish tabletop war game that takes place in North Africa. Mercenary counterterrorism forces known as Crisis Team Scorch are going to match up against homegrown insurgents allied with a powerful Chinese resource extraction company, and together they're going to make up the ARE network. There's a total of 8 unit classes in this game, 4 per faction, with more planned to be released later this year. So a lot of people have compared this game to the video game Call of Duty, and I can see why. I've had the rulebook for about a week now and have been using proxied models and terrain to get an understanding of the gameplay. I can tell you that it's fast, brutal, and deadly. Each mission or tasking lasts about 20 to 30 minutes, and you can link taskings together to create a mini campaign of 3 to 5 games, and you can knock that out in about 2 to 3 hours or one night of gameplay. The rules are easy to understand, but the game has a lot of tactical depth without being a slug to get through, so right up our alley here at the War Corgi channel. So let's take a look at what we got inside. This is the complete target package. You can find it on the website, linked below. And this is the kind of everything in it box. It goes for $200. If you would buy these components separately, it'd come in about $280, so you're saving $80 with this target package. Now everything in this box has been made in the United States of America, so that means you get all the things that come associated with that. High quality stuff made here in the US under fair labor conditions, so the company's very proud of it, and I can understand why, with so much being outsourced now to developing countries whose labor practices are sometimes a little questionable. It's nice to have something made in the US or made in some of our Western countries that are partners. So let's take a look at what we got. And it is a heavy box. I think FedEx told me it came in about 5 pounds. So first thing we have here is an inventory of the components in here, so that's going to be useful. Make sure that you got everything that you paid for. And then we have the 28mm models that come with the game. And so in here we're going to have, put this over the side and move this back. We're going to have 10 models, and so that's going to break down, this is all for CT Scorch, Crisis Team Scorch, and it's going to break down as 1 operational advisor in there, 1 automatic rifleman, 4 assaulters, and 4 recce troops. So that's 290 points worth of guys. And flipping through the rulebook, I saw, you know, of the 11 missions that you can play, 10 of them allow you to bring 150 points for Crisis Team Scorch, and 1 of them allows for 180 points. So right now you can see by getting 290 points, you're going to have a lot of room to play with when it comes to customizing your forces. So like I said, these are resin miniatures. They look very nice. I'll be putting these together and including them later in the video. But these are the recce forces that I have right now, so we'll get a close-up of those later. They are beautiful models, I will tell you. Alright, so we're going to put the models aside for a second. These are 1-inch bases for the game. Alright, next up, what do we got? A lot of paper. Okay, so these are the terrain tiles for the game. And as you can see, everything's 2-dimensional here. And that really makes gameplay simple. It has a fairly intuitive, actually very intuitive line of sight rule in which you measure from the center point of a model to a center point of a target model. And as long as it's not going through anything, you have clear line of sight. Now, being 2-dimensional, what that's going to allow you to do is take a laser and draw lines to see if it intersects any sort of wall or window section there. And then you got room for doorways as well. So 6 of these, they're all going to be unique, different sizes. I know the developers have been to a number of U.S. Army mount sites or military operations in urban terrain, so I know they designed a lot of these buildings based off what they found there. And the game's played on a 2x2 board, so as you can imagine, with the size of these buildings, it's going to fill up pretty quick. All right, sweet. Next up, we have some cards, and I say some cards, but it's 130 cards in here, and it's going to include cards for like the troop classes, taskings, or what we would call missions normally. They have pre-construction maps and weather effects that you can deal out to randomly determine what kind of mission you're going to be playing. A little use of the teeth there in order to open that up. I should have been more prepared. These are matte laminated on both sides, and it seems to be nice heavy card paper. And so the atmospherics are going to be telling you kind of the weather conditions that you're going to be playing under. And it looks like, I'm going to imagine we got 2 copies of each. Oh no, we just got, oh cool. So there's quite a few, there's 5 different weather conditions, but they're kind of weighted. So you have a bunch of clear skies in here. So most likely you're going to be playing clear skies. But there are chances for some other weather conditions as well. Okay, so that's cool. It changes the odds on what I was thinking the rulebook had. Then you have the battle space cards. So these are the 5 cards that tell you how to set up your battle space. So you can play unique missions each time. Also allows you to create your own battle spaces if you want. We got some fires cards. I told you it was a little bit like Call of Duty. These fire cards are the drone strikes that you're going to get in the game. Then you have your intervention cards, which are kind of like your special one-use tactic cards. Each side gets, and so all these components are super nice so far. Tasking cards are your missions that you can play, and like I said, there's 11 of them in here, so plenty of room for variety. Some of those are going to be infiltrating, some of those are going to be exfil from the mission, some are going to be actions on the objective. So nice narratively themed. Now looks like we got 2, 4, 6, 8 of these class cards. So represents classes for both sides. You only get the models right now for CT Scorch. IRE models are not yet released, but you do have these cards. So if you want to proxy some miniatures, you can do that very easily and have all the stats right here handy. Okay, so those are the cards that you get with the game. They're sturdy, but I am pretty particular about keeping cards and things in order. Okay, so now we have some counters. Now, these counters and terrain tiles, the terrain tiles are made out of 3mm black Sintra, which is PVC essentially. That makes them extremely durable. And the counters here are made out of the black Sintra as well. It's 2mm thick. And we're going to get different types of counters. So we get some vehicles in here for additional terrain. And you can see the artwork on these are very nice. This looks almost like a technical here, a couple of cars. And then you get some air conditioning units along with some doors that you can put very easily on your terrain tiles, so you know if a door is closed and you have to open it, or if that door is open. So you get a ton of these tiles in here as well as a couple of objective tokens. And then it looks like we get some just little markers so you can know what tokens are what if you're easily confused. It's a nice little addition. Okay, so those are some of our tokens right now. And we have a whole nother bag of tokens. Looks to be about the same, but these are going to have You get a ton of components in here, as you can see. Your activation chits to kind of mark who has gone and who has not. And then also your frag grenade chits, so you can toss some frag grenades during the game, during the direct fire stage, and know where they land, and then kind of deviate them from there. So in addition to that, we have some flower pots here. Now you can see, again, nice art, and these are very sturdy on the PVC. So you have some long ones, and you have some short ones. All two-dimensional means it's easy to travel with if you're going to go game at the local game store. And again, it's very easy when it comes to determining line of sight when you're using two-dimensional terrain. So this is the template that you use for the war game. Get that open real quick. And this essentially allows you to determine deviation. When you toss those grenades, it also shows you both a 2-inch template on the interior, which is for the blast radius of a frag grenade exploding, and then a 3-inch template for the CT Scorch's UAV, which does area damage. And then it also shows deviation directions around the interior here, along with line of sight for your models. You can just place it over your model, determine whether or not something is in line of sight. So kind of tough to see. Put my hand in the background, you can see it's nice, clear, and easy to read. Okay. Looks like the last thing we have in here is the rule book. It's 111 pages, and the first about 40 or so is going to be filled with the background for the world that we're playing in. Again, it's near future, about 2027. You're working in a failed state. The artwork is really nice. They do graphic novels as well, and you can see where that's carried over into the rule book. And it has all the things you need for rules. So it looks like there's about 21 pages of background fluff. And then you're looking at all the rules here that you need to play the game. And again, the rules are nice and simple, but allow for tactical depth, which is so important in war games to have those two things come together. Shows you the pre-made maps and all the references you need. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and put these models together and show you all the components together, see what a great deal this is. And you can choose for yourself kind of what your buy-in level is going to be. You can of course buy a lot of these things separately to include the rule book. You can, tokens, terrain, models, but I can tell you from what I've seen right now from the complete target package, this is the way to go, because this is some quality stuff and it's good value. So be back once I get these models assembled for you. Models have been put together. It took me just a couple of hours, maybe 2, to put them together. And to be honest, I'm getting older and am not as good at putting together models as I might have once been. But they are together. I want to take a look at everything that came in the box. So once again, you have a little bit closer up the 6 buildings that provide the bulk of terrain for your 2x2 board. All two-dimensional. You see the orange windows there, and then the doorways. So we have a number of tokens to include the turn counter, shows you what turn you're on. Those are activation tokens, the frag grenade tokens, doors to open and close, 6 vehicles, a number of air conditioners and planters, and then 2 objective tokens right there. It's that PVA material, all very high quality. You get the rule book with all the rules in it. You get the template to let you know where the frag grenades go off and where the UAV, RPV strikes go off, along with a dial to determine where random direction goes. Got your intervention cards, your tasking cards, which show your missions on it, your atmospherics cards, which tell you what the weather's going to be, your battle space cards to tell you how to set up that map with all the components here. You got your character cards, class cards, and then you have your UAV strike cards. And then finally we get to the 10 models that you get here. Super cool looking. So these are high detail resin models. I can't wait to paint them up. You have the light machine gunner here, or the automatic rifleman. You have the combat advisor here. These four guys are your recce troops. Then you have four assaulters. So all of this for $200, it is quite the buy. Can't wait to show you guys both how these models paint up and then how much fun this game is. There's going to be a whole series of videos for Black Powder Red Earth. Can't wait to show you what this game looks like, and looking forward to seeing you guys soon. Make sure you check out the link below to go to the Black Powder Red Earth website. There you can check out the deals they have for you. And if you're interested in buying this game, playing along with us, I highly recommend it. All right, take care. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.